So third-party voter registration groups, I hope,
Yeah.
is Bunsen still on? Can't tell.
I'm here.
Okay, I don't see you anymore on my screen. So here we go, the third-party voter registration groups. You know, we call them the helping hands because you are out, you're doing that work in the community. So, here's some information. What is a 3PVRO? It stands for Third-Party Voter Registration Organization. It's for any person or group that's going to collect any paper registrations, right? You need to be registered for that. So you can be a person, entity, candidate, political party. And the idea behind that is if you are going to take somebody's voter registration from them and send it into us, right? You're that middleman. You need to be held accountable to make sure that it gets turned into us, right? So that's the reason, and they want to be able to track those. Now, one of the concerns people had was they did certainly make for the third party groups, there are fines if you don't follow the rules. The rules are not hard. Okay, so the groups that got a little bit tricked up on those are the ones that are statewide or national. And they are out doing things everywhere, and they've got people going county to county. And then so they might have 1,000 of these things, and they came from 7 different counties.
And they don't get a
And then they've got to take the time and figure out which counties to go to, get them in on the right time. If you are here and you are doing just your county, and you're going to have no problem. I mean, they're not difficult. You're going to collect them. You're going to turn them into us timely. You put your third party voter registration or number behind, on the back. There's rules that they tell you that. So I always don't like people to decide they're not going to do it or to stop doing voter registrations because they're worried about that, because you don't have to. I mean, they're very simple, very straightforward rules. You do
Okay.
but they're very straightforward.
I very much would like to get involved in this again because there are certain communities in Palm Beach County, they do need a third-party registrant, voter helper and so on. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Thank
Good.
you.
So you see right here, we have the Division of Elections information. There's it's the 3PVRO at DOS, which is Department.
Right. Thank you.
There's a phone number here, and Michael's going to send this out to you. I understand you'll send right. So you'll have this information. So the biggest thing here is you have to, any voter registrations that you collect, return them back to us no later than 10 days after. Right. So we always tell people, don't risk it. Just when you finish it, bring it back to us the next day. Right.
No, I have no problem doing that.
And if there are any errors or anything, I mean, I remember that the party used to, have people checking stuff when we would bring in the registrations that were on their 3PVROs.
Right. So
and we were, and I had the sense that if there were things left off or it wasn't properly done, that there would be fines, or that
it's if the voter doesn't fill it out, that's the voter's responsibility.
All right.
Right. So what will happen is the voter will get it, we'll look at it and say this is not complete. Then we send the voter a letter saying your application wasn't complete. You have to fill in this, that, or the other. And if you're getting close to the book closing date, that can be a problem, because by the time we reach the voter and they send it back, they could miss book closing. But as long as it's early enough, 29 days before the election.
Right, okay.
So it's 29 days before the election.
Under the 10 days.
No. So 29 days before the election is when they close the books on who's a registered voter for that election.
So the only risk is on not getting it in within 10 days. which
Yeah,
is
or
something-
sending them to the wrong counties. But if you're only county,
Good. Well, we may do that as a.
right? So so
You
they're
have to be a 3PVRO.
right.
Yeah, no, I'm
right.
saying
Yeah,
he
you
may
can
apply
sign-
for that.
Right, you could
yeah.
apply for that. So, yeah, and then they say there are rules that have to be followed. You have to give them a receipt, but they give you all of that when you sign up. You get
Okay.
all, okay?
Yeah.
All right, and then we say, stay connected with us. We have, just remember as people are trying to give out misinformation and disinformation, you might not remember all the time that our website is Vote Palm Beach, because there's a lot of things that sound very similar. But if you remember .gov, right? Because something else, might sound similar to where it sounds very official, but if it's not .gov, it's not us.